teacher of science at the high school in Northwest. My first year there was a wonderful experience and gave me the opportunity to meet and work with so many wonderful young people, as you've seen today already. I'd like to take a moment to introduce my wonderful team. We have Brianna Gonzalez from Napoleon High School. We have Hannah Miller from Western High School. We have Lily Avina from Western High School. Kelsey Ferry from Northwest High School. And finally, Aradia Agnihotri from Northwest High School. So thank you.
These are just a few stigmas that teens face with the idea of depression. And we ask you to, the 122 of you in the audience, to please take yourself and step into our shoes and see it from our eyes.
I understand that numbers can be confusing, so to make this presentation a bit more realistic, we based our statistics off of 122 people. So people with the white band on their hands, please stand up. And look around. You represent the 17 million teens in the world that show signs of depression. Please take a seat. Next, people with the green band, please stand up. You represent the 1 in 8 teens in North America that show signs of depression. Please take a seat. Now, people with the purple band, please stand up. And look around. You represent approximately 5.8 million teens in the USA that show signs of sadness and depression. Please take a seat. And finally, our own Jackson County. People with the blue band, please stand up. And look around. You all represent the 21,000 plus teens that show signs of depression in our own county. Please take a seat. Our message to those 21,000 plus teens that have had feelings of sadness and depression is that you are not alone in the dark.
That leads us to the focus question that LifeWays gave us at the beginning of these 2 weeks, which is, how do we at LifeWays help teens identify depression within themselves and their peers and encourage them to seek appropriate assistance?
Keeping that focus question in mind, our objective is to help teens identify those signs of depression within themselves or among their peers, and to help them reassure that they can seek appropriate assistance with LifeWays and help create a comfortable environment at LifeWays.
In order to fulfill that objective, we created an action plan. The action plan consists of goals that are labeled short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term goals. Some of the short-term goals can include school presentations, something like we had earlier, and also a website overhaul, which is modifying the website and the social media sites in order to appeal to a larger population. Then there are the intermediate goals that consists of workshops. Teens need a creative and a non-threatening environment in order to battle depression. So workshops like yoga, origami, are some examples that have a non-threatening environment where teens can be comfortable enough to express their thoughts and feelings. And also we planned on having fun fairs that have fundraising opportunities for companies to chip in with the money of everything that's being spent. The long-term goals are finally designing the building, making it more appealing to the teenage community, and having support groups that are routinely carried out in order for teens to know that LifeWays is there to help us. This action plan and the mini goals are elaborated in the business plan on pages 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this action plan and these goals will further result in an end product.
In terms of the deliverable for our business partners at LifeWays, the number of referrals will rise as the awareness arises for this critical topic of depression and help get the word out there for LifeWays.
As part of this program, we created an example budget for LifeWays, which is on page 7 and 8 of your business plans, that organizes the different costs of different aspects of our action plan. The first section is dedicated to updating the lobby, making it more inviting and more comfortable for teenagers. The second section with school presentations would be the wristbands. While teenagers may find it fun to create the bands that you're all wearing now, it's not very practical for a business to sit and make all of those bands. So we came up with 3 different suppliers for wristbands that will glow in the dark, that LifeWays can put the campaign slogan of "You are not alone in the dark" and their contact information, like their website, so teens know that there is a resource out there for them. And the picture on the left is a picture of one of the wristbands from one of the suppliers as an example. The third section about workshops, those are the ones that teens could do a crafting workshop or an exercise workshop at school, which would encourage teen involvement. We would suggest that LifeWays create a grant program for schools that are interested in participating in this campaign, where schools apply for grants that would fund the crafting workshops at their schools for them. It would supply the money for the bracelets or any exercise instructors, and this money would not be wasted or abused because only the schools that are really interested in doing this would apply for the grants.
And to achieve this objective, we contacted local businesses to help for the funding. And some of these businesses include Allegiance Health, Center for Family Health, Fitness Council of Jackson, and other organizations as well. And if you were wondering where we got our information from for the statistics, we have several references here, and it's also on page 9.
I understand this is a touchy subject, but thank you all for listening, participating, and understanding. Thank you, judges, for being here, Tebow, and LifeWays, who are representing them today. And we only have one more thing to ask of you guys, to remember that you are not alone in the dark.
Tell me about your blue scarves.
Well, our scarves are they're suicide prevention colors, teal and purple, and plus it matches with our wristbands.
First of all, I really liked that presentation, what you guys did. That was fantastic. What is your plan when you go to local businesses and ask for support for this? Basically, what is your spiel? How are you gonna ask them for funds to help support this?
Well, we called local businesses here and we asked them if they were willing to sponsor us in the future for LifeWays to help spread the awareness and help with the funding as well.